So I picked this foot switch up off of eBay in the hopes of modding it to work with the Peavey Classic VT. However, this foot switch doesn't come with any single pull, double throw, or double pull, double throw switches, which I didn't think was going to be a big deal because I have a few of these on hand. However, the threaded shaft on these, it's too short to work correctly with this foot switch. I'd have to remove the bottom nut on these for the shaft to be long enough. But that bottom nut is there for a reason, as we know. When you tighten up the top nut, it puts some pressure down on that bottom nut. And if that bottom nut's not there, then that pressure moves on to the body of the switch. And that's not good because I've seen the body of these switches pop right off the threaded shafts here. And we don't want that. So I figured perhaps, maybe I would pick up a Carlin switch. Has a little bit longer shaft. But man, at $12, $13 plus shipping, I was like, maybe I could just pick up another foot switch on eBay, which I have. It's a 4-button Roland foot switch. We'll see what happens with that when it arrives. I'm just waiting for the guy to ship it. Another thing with these foot switches is the number of pins on this XLR type connector. It's the wrong number of pins for the Peavey Classic VT anyways. Which for me wasn't really a big deal because I have a few of these on hand, which are the, they do have the correct number of pins. So yeah, anyways, we'll see what happens when the Roland switch makes it to me.
Foot switch update. The Randall foot switch came in, but I sold the amp before getting around to making the foot switch. With that said, the Randall foot switch would have worked just fine.
So I figured I'd share this with you. It's a home/bench switch that I made for the Peavey Classic VT. This Peavey Classic VT didn't come with a foot switch when I got it, and I needed something to test it, so I made this up. Cable's not real long, but yeah, it doesn't need to be for the house and on the bench. Nice Switchcraft XLR type connector. Spared no expense, man. Only the finest colored Walmart duct tape was used and Sharpie markers. Even have duct tape on the bottom. Let's see if we can open this up. Let me put this down for a sec. Not a whole lot to see in here. The HVAC tape that I used in here is a decent quality that I keep on hand for stuff like this, shielding. Kind of figured that would split over time, so I wrapped it in such a way that when you close it, everything connects. So it's shielded all the way around. And the hole for this screw right here, bolt, I guess, small bolt, I toughened up with some thin super glue. It seems to have worked real well. Soaked the cardboard with it. That's the case ground. Now these switches, these are pretty cheap. I mean, they function decently. I don't think I would trust them, you know, in an amp that I was building or repairing for somebody, but they're plenty good for a home switch on the bench. But yep, if I get some sound clips going here, which I'm hoping to, this will be the foot switch. I guess you can't really call it a foot switch, can you? It's a thumb switch. This thumb switch will be what I'm using. Alrighty, man. Let's see. Phase on and off and reverb on and off. That's pretty much self-explanatory. With the combine in the off position, It allows you to switch between the bright and normal channels. And with the combine in the on/auto mix position, the bright and normal is pretty much defeated. I guess you could switch it, say you went into the combine when you were in the bright channel, and when you come out, you wanted to be in a normal, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
In the part 2 video for this Peavey Classic VH amp, YouTube user Richard Brain stated in a comment that I would have used standoffs on that resistor to stop it damaging the board again if it fails, but also to let air circulate around it. I figured, why not? So, here it is. A stroll down memory lane on how I originally had that 400 ohm resistor mounted. Here's a couple pictures with that resistor removed from the power module board. Here I've installed two metal connector lugs to mount the resistor to. And here you can see the resistor legs sticking out the bottom of the power module board. And a final picture showing the resistor installed. I picked up some CA3094 ICs of a different package type. The legs are bent to fit. It's actually in there pretty good, and there should be no issues with it coming loose. In the part 2 video, I also had replaced the U270487478 IC with an LM3080N. The U2 IC wasn't bad, I just wanted it on hand to have an original 70487478. But now that I have the CA3094s on hand, I put the 70487478 back into the U2 position.
Psycho cosmetic people. Psycho cosmetic people, they're weird but they're legal. Wear all of that stuff to satisfy their ego. Paint all over their face, the public disgrace. Psycho cosmetic people, they're weird but they're illegal. Psycho cosmetic people, they're weird but they're legal. Psycho cosmetic people, yeah.
Sit, Bugzilla, sit.